Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Joe Rogan Experience. Today, Joe Rogan. Dude, I don't even know where to begin with this one. Joe, you remember Bob Lazar? Jamie, of course, man. Element 115 guy. Joe, exactly. The guy who said he worked on UFOs at S4 near Area 51. Joe, he's been saying the same story since the 80s. Never changed. Jamie, yeah, people called him crazy for years. Joe, but now there's footage. Joe, actual military footage. Leaked. Jamie, that recent one from the Pacific? Joe, yup. That Tic Tac footage. Joe, the Navy confirms it. Joe, not only is it real, but it wasn't supposed to be released. Joe, Bob Lazar was right. Joe, all these years, and the guy was telling the truth. Jamie, he said they had propulsion systems that bent gravity. Joe, and this footage shows an object, no wings, no exhaust, doing right-angle turns. Joe, that shouldn't be possible. Joe, unless you're manipulating gravity itself. Jamie, and that's exactly what Lazar described. Joe, element 115, not on our periodic table at the time. Joe, years later, it shows up as moscovium. Joe, that's nuts. Jamie, how did he even know about that? Joe, that's the million-dollar question. Joe, he said it was used to power the craft. Joe, stable isotope, gravitational field amplifier. Jamie, so we're talking anti-gravity? Joe, that's what he's been saying. Joe, and now the Pentagon has basically admitted they've been studying this stuff. Jamie, but the footage? Joe, yeah man, that wasn't supposed to come out. Joe, Luis Elizondo said it was part of a classified program. Joe, a ATIP, Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program. Joe, the fact that it got out, that's a big deal. Jamie, almost like a whistleblower move. Joe, right, controlled leak maybe. Joe, but it confirms everything Lazar was talking about. Joe, no conventional propulsion, no heat signature. Joe, just gone in a second. Jamie, that's next level. Joe, here's the wild part. Bob said the craft he worked on was not from Earth. Jamie, alien tech. Joe, yep, recovered tech. Joe, reverse engineering. Joe, he even described the inside of the craft. Joe, no right angles, tiny chairs. Jamie, like it was built for smaller beings. Joe, exactly. Joe, and he passed multiple polygraph tests. Joe, this isn't some random dude trying to get famous. Joe, he didn't want the attention. Jamie, he got raided by the FBI. Joe, twice. Joe, during the filming of that documentary. Joe, why? Joe, what are they looking for? Joe, maybe samples. Joe, maybe notes. Joe, something he kept. Jamie, or they're trying to silence him. Joe, could be. Joe, but here's the kicker. Joe, if Bob Lazar was lying, why would he be under surveillance? Joe, why would they still care decades later? Jamie, right? Joe, and this leaked footage? Joe, same behavior, same physics-defying movement. Joe, just like he described. Jamie, that's the part that gets me. Jamie, consistency. Joe, he stuck to his story, never tried to profit. Joe, if anything, his life got harder. Joe, lost jobs, got harassed. Joe, labeled a crank. Jamie, but now he's vindicated. Joe, at least partially. Joe, we still don't have full disclosure. Joe, but we have proof of something. Joe, something not made by humans. Joe, and it wasn't supposed to be seen. Jamie, what happens now? Joe, that's the real question. Joe, do we keep pretending it's nothing? Joe, or do we admit that we're not alone? Jamie, we might not be ready. Joe, maybe not. Joe, but that doesn't stop it from being true. Joe, I mean, what else don't we know? Jamie, probably a lot. Joe, Lazar said there were multiple craft. Joe, not just one. Joe, stored underground. Joe, each one different. Jamie, like a collection. Joe, exactly. Joe, like they've been studying them for years. Joe, maybe even decades. Joe, trying to understand how they work. Joe, trying to replicate it. Jamie, that's wild. Joe, if it's true, it changes everything. Joe, energy, travel, physics. Jamie, war. Joe, yeah, that too. Joe, imagine if one country figured it out first. Joe, total dominance. Jamie, and it all started with Bob Lazar. Joe, a guy just trying to tell the truth. Joe, risked everything. Joe, and now the world is finally catching up. Jamie, kinda scary, huh? Joe, yeah, but also exciting. Joe, we're on the edge of something big. Joe, we just don't know what it is yet. Jamie, so what's next? Joe, more leaks probably. Joe, more whistleblowers. Joe, more pressure on governments to come clean. Joe, and more people realizing Bob Lazar wasn't crazy. Joe, he was ahead of his time. Joe, the real question is, how long have they known? Jamie, since Roswell? Joe, maybe earlier? Joe, maybe we've always known. Jamie, they just didn't think we could handle it. Joe, or they didn't want to lose control. Jamie, that sounds about right. Joe, Bob Lazar said the government was compartmentalized. Joe, think about this, man. If Lazar was telling the truth about the tech, Joe, then the implications are massive. Jamie, it would mean someone or something gave us a head start. Joe, or we found it. Joe, just crashed, lying in the desert. Jamie, like Roswell. Joe, exactly. Joe, and instead of telling the world, they covered it up. Joe, stored it in hangars. Joe, studied it behind closed doors. Jamie, for decades. Joe, meanwhile, we're stuck using fossil fuels. Joe, fighting wars for oil. Joe, while maybe, just maybe, there's a reactor that runs on gravity itself. Jamie, that's dark, man. Joe, it is. Joe, but it also makes sense. Joe, you control the tech, you control the world. Jamie, what if they never figured it out? Joe, that's possible. Joe, Bob said they couldn't replicate it. Joe, they were still trying to understand how it worked. Joe, like giving a smartphone to a caveman. Jamie, we just stare at it and wonder. Joe, yeah? Joe, pressing buttons, trying not to break it. Jamie, so maybe they're just as clueless. Joe, maybe. Joe, or maybe they're pretending to be clueless. Joe, plausible deniability. Jamie, keep the public in the dark. Joe, feed us just enough to stay curious. Joe, but not enough to demand real answers. Jamie, a slow drip. Joe, exactly. Joe, until full disclosure isn't even shocking anymore. Joe, we're already conditioned. Joe, UFOs are no longer crazy. Joe, they're just normal. Jamie, it's like the frog in boiling water. Joe, gradual heat. Joe, and before you know it, you're cooked. Jamie, what if Lazar was only allowed to say what he said? Joe, like part of a plan? Jamie, controlled disclosure. Joe, that's a creepy thought. Joe, what if everything we know, Joe, is just a small part of a bigger narrative? Jamie, layers on layers. Joe, like Inception, but with aliens. Joe, here's the thing though. Bob never claimed to be a hero. Joe, he didn't want this. Joe, he just couldn't live with the lie. Jamie, and now he's validated. Joe, finally. Joe, but it came at a cost. Joe, imagine looking over your shoulder every day for 30 years. Joe, knowing you saw something the rest of the world isn't supposed to know. Jamie, that's heavy. Joe, and yet he stuck to it. Joe, never slipped. Joe, never cashed out. Jamie, that's why people believe him. Joe, exactly. Joe, because the guy has nothing to gain. Joe, he didn't chase the spotlight, it chased him. Joe, but now the narrative's shifting. Joe, mainstream media's picking it up. Jamie, CNN talked about UFOs. Joe, CNN, man, what world are we in? Joe, Congress held a hearing. Jamie, public testimony. Joe, David Grush, Fravor, Graves. Joe. All legit military guys. Joe. Saying things Bob said 30 years ago. Jamie. Confirming his story. Joe. Like puzzle pieces finally coming together. Joe. But here's what scares me. Joe. If this tech is real, who controls it now? Jamie. Black Ops. Joe. Private contractors maybe. Joe. Corporations outside of government oversight. Joe. No accountability. Joe. That's terrifying. Jamie. Like Lockheed or Raytheon. Joe. Or something even more hidden. Joe. Beyond even the Pentagon. Joe. Like a shadow government. Jamie. The breakaway civilization theory. Joe. Yeah. The idea that some group is already living 100 years ahead of us. Joe. Because they've had access to this stuff all along. Jamie. That explains a lot. Joe. It does. Joe. And it makes Lazar's story not just believable, but urgent. Joe. Because this isn't about aliens anymore. Joe. It's about control. Joe. Access. Joe. Power. Jamie. Bob was the crack in the dam. Joe. And now the flood is coming. Joe. We need to be ready. Joe. As a society. Joe. As a species. Joe. To face whatever truth is coming. Jamie. With open eyes. Joe. And open minds. Joe. But man, it's weird. Joe. Knowing the most unbelievable guy in the room. Joe. Might have been the only one telling the truth. Jamie. It makes you question everything. Joe. And that's what we should be doing. Joe. Questioning. Joe. Pushing for answers. Joe. Not blindly trusting what we're told. Jamie. It's a wake-up call. Joe. A cosmic one. Joe. Because the universe is bigger than we ever imagined. Joe. And maybe we're not alone in it. Joe. We've just been kept alone. Jamie. On purpose. Joe. Because knowledge is power. Joe. And power isn't something they share easily. Jamie. But Bob, he gave us a glimpse. Joe. A keyhole view into something extraordinary. Joe. And now we can't unsee it. Joe. We won't unsee it. Joe. That's the Lazar legacy. Joe. Truth against the odds. Joe. Persistence in the face of suppression. Joe. And now, proof. Joe. Leaked, verified, undeniable proof. Jamie. They can't bury it anymore. Joe. It's too late for that. Joe. The footage is out. Joe. The story is alive. Joe. And Bob Lazar was right.